So Wuchang just came out, and it's been a breath of fresh air. It's like The Walking Dead Season 8. It feels like a massive step up. I'll tell you what I like, what I don't like, and the penis in between. But before that, I need to talk about the Soulslike problem. It's a saturated market. Like, there's been more Soulslike in the past 3 years than there's been Dicks and Bonnie Blue. Like, for every good Soulslike, there's a ton of stinkers, and it feels like they don't actually care about making a good game or a good Soulslike. They just want to get the bread, and that's why a ton of these Soulslike just have core Soulsborne things, like a stamina bar, a health bar, and grotesque enemies. But that's not what makes a good Souls game, and I'm not going to tell you every nook and cranny about a Soulsborne game, because that's not the title of the video, and I don't want to waste anyone's time by shitting on Soulslikes. I just want to say the problem is that they're extremely repetitive. They never really do their own unique thing, and my biggest gripe against Soulslikes is the music. They always use the same copy and paste music. Why can't we have a Soulslike where the music makes you feel like a badass? Like, what if you replace the normal boring boss music with music like Tusk from Yakuza 0?
Face me. Shit,
I know that's Sekiro, and I really love Sekiro, but that's something I want. I want a Souls-like to do something different, and not some safe shit like what they always do. Like, there's some games like Ninja Gaiden that aren't necessarily Souls-likes, but are pretty difficult. And not because the game is hard, but because I'm hard while I'm playing them. Like, the jiggle physics are fucking insane. Side note, can game devs please add back jiggle physics? But regardless, that's just something I had to yap about for a quick second. So I'm gonna tell you about Wuchang now. If you want to see me get my ass cheeks spread and used like a fleshlight, you can check out my live stream.
I am vengeance. I am the knight. I am Batman! Ah! Ouchies.
What the fuck? I didn't know we were in London. I didn't know we were in London. Backshot pussy. What the fuck? Why is this dude dancing? Huh? What? Why is he twerking? Why is he just shaking ass? But I'll tell you what I like, what I don't like, and yeah. Oh, first part I really like is the Wuchang girl, and something kind of crazy that no one seems to be talking about is how people on PC are mostly buying this game on Steam for like $60 instead of just getting Game Pass for $1 and getting it. And it doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out why that is.
I know what kind of man you are.
But back on track, another thing I love about the game is the amount of variety. You can dodge forward and have a unique string of attacks, dodge backward and have a unique string of attacks. When you attack or do perfect dodges, you get this special mana or whatever, and there's tons of spells and shit. Like, you can buff yourself up, do these Bloodborne like attacks where if you click the left stick and have enough mana, you can do a quick attack and switch to your other weapon. The graphics are pretty good. Granted, it doesn't look anywhere near as good as like Expedition 33, which uses the same engine, and especially as my sexy, succulent, gorgeous, amazing, beautiful Red Dead 2, but it's still pretty good for a game that's not AAA. I'm actually gonna have H trying to say this. The bosses are also pretty solid. They have pretty good movesets and aren't as repetitive as some of Elden Ring's bosses, like the optional bosses in the Catacombs movesets. I like these movesets. These movesets are pretty good. Every boss I've done so far has had a pretty solid moveset. Like, this bug boss has a whack-a-mole attack. Animated waifu. Oh, whack-a-mole! So the bosses' movesets have tons of variety. Also, another thing I should mention is I've played the game for around 10-ish hours, so I haven't finished the game yet or done all the bosses, but the bosses I have done have had really, really unique and good movesets. This part is something you either love or despise. It's hard, like really fucking hard. The bosses don't do much damage, but that's because you do shit damage. Like, I haven't had a single moment where I gotten over 1,000 damage. Like, my max I ever did was 500, and that's like fucking nothing. That probably tickled the boss. And the bosses don't do a lot of damage either. Like, they don't one-shot you. They sometimes do half of your health, but barely. Like, when even these grab attacks, which usually in Soulsborne games, especially Elden Ring, always one-shot you. But in this, if you have 70 to 100% health, you're probably going to be fine. Another thing I should mention is I've played Bloodborne, Demon Souls Remake, Elden Ring, and Sekiro, specifically in that order. And I just picked up the Dark Souls trilogy, and I'm probably going to stream Dark Souls 1 soon. And if there's any veterans of those games that has any tips for me, that'd be awesome. But another thing I love is the panda. He's so fucking cute, I just want to pet him. I love the panda. But now, onto the shit. And there's a lot of shit. It's like if you got a cheesy gordita crunch from Taco Bell with extra Diablo sauce and put a bottle of laxatives in your drink, and then this happened. There's just so much shit in this game that pisses me off. You remember earlier in the video where I was bitching and moaning about unoriginal music? Yeah, this game hasn't had a single original OST. This soundtrack is the most uncreative, copied shit I've ever heard. Like, this is probably just a subjective point, but I really hate how Soulslikes don't have their own original music. Like, I loved Elden Ring's soundtrack. Was it my favorite? Obviously not. Yakuza and Persona and Sonic exist, but it was still absolutely incredible. But it gets to a point where shitty copies start to make my ears bleed. Like, this is basically like the TikTok shit where a song is incredible and then it becomes overplayed and then it becomes shit. Like, I want a new soundtrack. I don't want to hear Elden Ring soundtrack but worse in every single way for the billionth time. I hate that shit. But regardless, L soundtrack, I'll play the quote-unquote best song in the Wuchang game and compared to Elden Ring. If you don't see it, this snippet probably got deleted by YouTube.
Well, you can't play music with a piece of paper!
Hooray! Hooray! That was great, Squidward. All those wrong notes you play made it sound more original.
What? I didn't play any wrong notes.
Yeah, see, you're playing it like this. When ordinarily it goes like this.
I know this part's gonna be a little bit of a switch up, but I hate the graphics. I don't know what it is, but the game just looks fuzzy. Like fucking Wuchang fuzzy feathers, because the game is just fuzzy as shit. On PS5, Series S, and especially on PC, the game just looks fuzzy as shit. Another huge problem is the amount of bullshit and the people who made this having zero fucking creativity. Remember the bullshit in the Soulsborne games except Sekiro where when you jump into water you die immediately? Yeah, that's brought back. And there's no way you can defend this. Like, I've seen people defend FromSoft and call it good game design, but how? How can you kill literal gods and furries and dogs and shit, but then die to a puddle of water? If you're a fan of this feature, you hear that sound? Whoosh, whoosh. You hear that shit? Whoosh, whoosh. That's the sound of FromSoft pussy whipping you. I don't know why they don't just see how much of a slam dunk opportunity it is to fix bad things with the Soulsborne games. I love Soulsborne games, but the random bullshit to the games just makes the games less fun. Like, I think even FromSoft hates it. That's why you can swim in Sekiro, and that's why they got the boulder throwing Chris Redfield's ass enemies out of the games after Demon Souls. Like, if the game you're copying hates these bullshit things, like how gremlins can just pop out and stab the shit out of you, and the player hates the things, then why the fuck would you add them? And there's more locked doors in here than there is in Arkham Asylum and Resident Evil 2 combined. Like 90% of the doors you see are either can't be interacted with or are either locked.
In pretty much every single map, you will reach a fork in the road. And regardless of where you go, that fork will reach a fork. And then you'll follow one path there, and that fork will reach a fork. And that fork will reach a ladder. And that ladder will wrap around to one of the previous forks, where then maybe you end up going down the other side of it, and you'll find another ladder which will wrap back around to a fork, or maybe it'll go somewhere else for another branching path. Like, there's no fluidity to its level design. It didn't feel fun. exploring. It felt like a fucking headache and a chore.
So let me get this straight. They pulled a John Marston, so you can't swim. You can't unlock doors until you're balls deep into the game. You can't even jump over or climb sticks. And they expect me to believe that this big titty Wuchang girl is able to kill demons and monsters and other grotesque enemies that have big sloppy ass tongues that shoot blood at you? Why? That shit pisses me off more than Skylar singing happy birthday. And my biggest hate boner against the game is the graphics and the garbage optimization. I'm sure this probably runs fine on a Series S or X or a PS5, and I would have rather played them on that, but I got the game through $1 Game Pass, so I decided to play this on the laptop that my dad got me 2 weeks ago. I think it's solid for gaming. I don't know. I mean, I was able to hit 60 FPS on Resident Evil 4 Remake and 60 FPS on Cyberpunk 2077, a game I'm probably never going to play. And it hit 60 FPS on Expedition 33, like on high settings. So I don't think it's my laptop's fault. If there's any PC nerds in the comments, could you please tell me if these specs are good? But this is so annoying. It's like games that have 10 times better graphics, like Demon Souls Remake. They never drop to 50 FPS for me. Like, literally never. Even on the most cinematic, most, like, game-breaking fights, I was never going below, like, 57. Like, how are games like Expedition 33 easily able to hit 60 FPS on high settings when it has better graphics, a better world, and I only played the game for 3 hours, and I played this game for 10 hours, and those 3 hours felt way better. And Soulsborne games are so special to me. I love them. But now, every time I see a Souls-like being dropped, I just roll my eyes. I'm getting tired of it. I don't like the subgenre of Souls-likes. I used to. I absolutely did. But now I'm just fucking hating it. The only Souls game I'm actually hyped for is Duskbloods. And until then, I'm just not going to buy or play any more Souls-likes. I'm probably going to play Dark Souls 1, 2, 3 because, you know, I haven't touched those, right? I kind of want to. They seem fun. But these games, nah, fuck them. But if I had to rate this game, I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 10. It would be a 3, but the girl is hot, and I like hot girls, so it's a 4. I think IGN would probably give it an 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. I'm not going to check out IGN. I just feel like they're the kind of shitheads to do something like that. But what do you guys think? Do you want another Souls-like? Are you burnt out on the genre? I'd love to hear what you'd have to say, but that's about it. Don't do drugs, and see ya.